Speaking of the male protagonist with the biggest change in anime, who comes to your mind? I think of Shadow King Cheng Xiaoyu. This is Cheng Xiaoyu's appearance in the first season of the animation, and this is his change in the second season. Can you believe this is the same person? Cheng Xiaoyu was originally the weakest level 1 hunter, a loser who couldn't even defeat a goblin. During a D-level dungeon raid, he unfortunately encountered an A-level difficulty hidden quest. To save his companions, Cheng Xiaoyu chose to stay behind and sacrifice himself. Unexpectedly, this action fulfilled the hidden task author's courage requirement, not only reviving him, but also granting him a system to become a player who can level up by defeating monsters, wear armor, and use items like in a game. From then on, Cheng Xiaoyu began his path of counterattack, relying on the system to level up on his own, climbing from the weakest level 1 hunter to the strongest S level. And after defeating Iglite at the end of the first season, Cheng Xiaoyu finally changed his profession to Shadow Monarch, able to summon a shadow army to fight, greatly enhancing his strength. Moreover, due to the system, as Cheng Xiaoyu continues to level up, his appearance and demeanor also change, making him completely different from before, to the point where even his own sister almost doesn't recognize him. And today is his sister's parent-teacher meeting. Cheng Xiaoyu came to attend in place of their mother. Besides learning that his sister's grades are quite good, the female teacher also made an unusual request, hoping he could use his status as a hunter to persuade a student to give up being a hunter. This person is his sister's classmate, who recently awakened as a level 1 hunter and immediately abandoned their studies, being both inexperienced and fond of playing. Cheng Xiaoyu did not try to persuade him with kind words, but instead took him to observe a raid on a C-level dungeon. He intended to show him the harshness of battle, hoping he would back down. However, the lineup was unexpectedly perfect, with 1 A-level hunter and 7 B and C-level hunters, more than enough to clear the C-level dungeon. Cheng Xiaoyu thought the plan would fail, but unexpectedly, the moment they entered the dungeon, a strong surge of magic suddenly hit. Immediately, the portal turned red, isolating the dungeon from the real world, trapping those inside and preventing anyone from entering. And in the next second, 10-person team was transported to a snowy field. What was originally a C-level dungeon instantly turned into an S-level hidden quest. This was a mutation caused by the red portal, and only by defeating the boss here could they leave. Immediately after, 2 arrows suddenly flew in. Cheng Xiaoyu reacted quickly to save the girl, while a C-level hunter died on the spot. The creatures attacking them were a group of ice spirits, possessing intelligence not inferior to humans. After making a provocative gesture to the group, the ice spirits left the camp, seemingly plotting something. At this moment, the A-rank leader, Ginger, spoke up. With the difficulty of the dungeon suddenly increasing, he could no longer protect everyone. To improve the chances of survival, Ginger decisively abandoned the weaker C-rank members and the 2 first-rank tagalongs who came to watch, splitting the team into strong and weak groups. Little did he know, this move was completely self-destructive. At this moment, a B-level hunter expressed disagreement, and then voluntarily switched to Cheng Xiaoyu's team. It turned out he had just seen the protagonist catch a sword barehanded, and his intuition told him that this person was definitely not a level 1. Thus the 2 teams began to act separately, with Jinjie leading his team down the main road, while Cheng Xiaoyu and the other 3 entered the forest. Soon they encountered a new monster, a white bear. Its huge size instantly frightened the 3, but such a creature was nothing to Cheng Xiaoyu, who easily took it down with a single punch. Then without any pretense, he directly took various supplies from the item box and distributed them to his teammates. The 3 started a barbecue party in the forest, while Cheng Xiaoyu went alone to the white bear's lair.
The opportunity is rare. You might as well test the strength of the Shadow Legion.
With the protagonist's command, the battle between the 2 sides officially begins. The strength of the Shadow Legion completely exceeds Cheng Xiaoyu's expectations. Not only do they retain their strength level from when they were alive, but they can also continuously upgrade like the protagonist. As long as Cheng Xiaoyu's magic power does not reach its limit, the Shadow Soldiers can regenerate infinitely. Seeing his companions suffering heavy casualties, the furious White Bear Lord charged out, launching a fierce attack on the Shadow Soldiers. Whether it was the heavily armored knights or the mages, they were all killed with a single strike from the White Bear Lord. Then his eyes gleamed, and he let out a thunderous roar, instantly annihilating all the Shadow Soldiers. Cheng Xiaoyu's magic power was instantly depleted. Next, it was time for Commander Yigalite to perform. Subsequently, Cheng Xiaoyu activated Shadow Extraction, incorporating the White Bear clan into his Shadow Legion. Meanwhile, the Jingjie squad was brutally slaughtered by monsters. After leaving the forest, they encountered the Ice Elf army, whose strength was on a completely different level from the White Bears. Jingjie was so terrified that he lost his mind and decisively abandoned his teammates to flee. And at this moment, the Elf King appeared. He is the final boss here. On the other side, Jingjie, who had fled alone, arrived at the barbecue party. Seeing the 3 of them drinking tea and chatting, living quite comfortably, Jingjie could hardly believe it. This huge disparity twisted his heart extremely, and he immediately drew his sword and approached the 3, angrily accusing them of hoarding supplies, which led to the annihilation of his team, blaming the deaths of his teammates entirely on Cheng Xiaoyu's squad. Then he was about to strike in a fit of rage. Fortunately, Cheng Xiaoyu returned just in time and sent Jingjie flying 100 meters away with one blow. He didn't take such a clown seriously, but Jingjie's recklessness brought trouble, as the Ice Elf army was following right behind him. Immediately following, the S-rank boss, the Elf King, appeared, and a great battle was about to unfold.